Hello, Techstars. Welcome back to the Queen of Web Academy channel. All right, so today we want to move further into JavaScript lesson. Inshallah, by the end of this video, you will be able to access HTML elements in your JavaScript using getElementById. You'll be able to change text and you'll be able to change styles with JavaScript. And also, you'll be able to use functions like you'll be able to use functions with events like onClick, onMouseOver, and so on. Then, inshallah, to wrap it up, we are going to create a simple light to dark mode toggle, like whereby you can change your website page to a dark mode or a light mode. All right, so let's get started. First of all, make sure you create a folder. So I created a new folder and I name it JS function and event. JS function and event. So meaning JavaScript function and event. Then inside this folder, I have index.html and script.js. All right. So I have opened my server at the side. Next thing is just to generate my HTML syntax. Okay, so we have this now. And then let's change the title to JavaScript. So let's say JavaScript function and events. And then inside our body, let's have some things for our JavaScript. First of all, I'm going to be creating an H1 element and I will just call it, let me say, welcome to my page. So let's make it show here. All right, so we have welcome to my page. Then I'm going to be having, let me try to reduce this. I want to believe you can still see what I'm typing this way. Then I'm going to have in a P element and I'm going to be, okay, let me say click a button to see some some magic. So let's type that. Click a button. Imagine how did this get here? So click a button to see some magic. Then I want to give this, I want to give my paragraph an ID of message. Okay, so this is the message, and then let's create some buttons that we'll be working on. Let me write a comment so that you can understand. I want to say more buttons. Okay, so let's just do something like that. Okay, we will add more button as we go. So the first button now, if I want to add a class name on JavaScript, I usually use a shortcut by saying button, the name of that my element or the tag dot, then the class name. But in this case, it is an ID that I want to add. So I'll just say button, then I will add hashtag. Then what is the ID that I want to give to it? So for this one, I want to say button text. So that has created an ID for me. Then we'll just give it a content of change text. Well, that is what I want this button to do. I want this button to change text, all right? So we just created a button now, and we'll add more buttons inshallah as we go on. So we have this here. Okay, I need CSS too, so that I can just style it, or I can use my internal CSS here. So let's try to practice that. It's been a while. And what do I want to style there? The first thing is body. So I want to give it a kind of font family. Which should I choose? Let me use this Times New Roman. And then that okay. So text align, I want to say center, and all of them will be at the center. Then I want to say margin top. Let me say 50 pixels. So it does come down, right? Also, let me quickly style the button. So just the button. Then I want to give it a margin of 10 pixel. I'll also give it a padding of 10 pixel, 20 pixel. So that means the up and down will be 10 pixel and the right and left will be 20 pixel. Then let me just say, okay, so it's not changing. So let me give it a cursor. So that means when my cursor comes on it, it should change to a pointer. All right. So now that I have done this and we have this, so let me go into JavaScript and quickly let you learn something. You see, first thing first, you realize that first of all, you need to test if you have successfully linked your HTML to your JavaScript. And in our case, we are forgetting to actually do that. So, and to do that, don't forget, you come to the last thing before the closing tag of body. That is where you want to link your JavaScript. And how do I link that? So I'll just declare the element script, and inside the script, I would say source, and then I will say script.js. So then we now go inside our JavaScript, and we want to know if we have successfully connected the two of them, I mean HTML and JavaScript, all right? So to reduce our work, that is why I have used internal CSS instead of creating another CSS file. So to test if they have successfully connected, so let's use our console. So on your VS Code, you will just type log and then you enter for the first time on your JavaScript file. So it's going to generate console.log for you. So what do I want to console.log now? So I want to text if it has successfully linked. I can just say, I can say JS file is successfully connected. So if I can see this in my console, then it has been connected successfully. So that's the first thing. So that something will not work and you'll be disturbing yourself. And the main issue might be that you have not even connected them at all. All right. So now let's come to our page here, and then you right click. Those of you using TribeEdit, I've already taught you how to check your console. All right. So please do that. Then click on inspect, and then let me make it bigger. So I want to click on console, and then it says Java's JS file is successfully connected. That means we have successfully connected the two of them. That's what we want to achieve. Thank you. So we can now close our console. So that is the first thing as a developer. Always check your connection first. So open console to confirm its print. Are you getting it now? So having done that, then we can go to the next one, which is we want to do something to what we have on our HTML, which is this button, for instance. So how do we work on this button while inside this JavaScript? So that takes us to how to access our JavaScript, our HTML elements in our JavaScript. There are different methods we have. We can say get. Oh, why do I even have to do this? I can just leave it like that. So, when you want to access it, first thing you need to access it by, let's say I want to access my button and I want to say let button. So I want to declare a variable and say let button be equal to. What do I want this button to equal to? I want it to be button inside the HTML. So I will just say document dot get element. So you can see you can get element by ID, you can get element by class name, you can get element by name, you can get element by tag name, and a lot like that. So but in this case, I want to stick to get element by ID because it is ID that I have declared. You know, ID is unique to every element. You cannot use two ID for more than one element. Only one element can take one ID. But class name, you can give a lot of class name, one class name to a lot of elements. Maybe because you intend to style them the same way and all of that. So to work uniquely, I want to use get element by ID in this case. And then what ID do I want to choose? What is the name of this ID? So that is what you need to come here and confirm. What is the ID? BTN text, which is button text, right? So that is what I'm going to be writing inside this now. Okay, so this has successfully um assessed my, what is it called, it has successfully assessed my beating hand this way. To confirm if it has actually done that, so I can as well come here and say console.log button. Then I want to see what it will bring. So come here and right click to check, to inspect. You see, so it is showing us the button now, change text and all of that. So it has successfully see the button. So if it is only the text that I want to see, I can just say console.log button dot then text content. So that way it will only show me the text content, which is change text. And that is the content that we have on this button, right? All right. So that is what we just want to confirm. So I have been able to access my HTML tag on my JavaScript. Okay, so I don't need this. I can just comment it out or delete it. Since I've confirmed, so I can just delete it. So I've been able to access my element. So how do I change the text? So what is the, so I've saved this. So I save this information inside this variable name button. So if I just want to say, okay, document, if I want to access this text, I just have to call this button on this JavaScript. So for that reason, so I will just say button, then I will say dot. So I want it to change when this button is clicked. So to achieve that, you say button dot on click. That is the name. We call it on click. So now that I have it now, this is, we call this one event. So all these on click or on mouse over, we call it event in JavaScript because I want something to actually happen when I click on this button. All right. So button dot on click, and this is it. What do I want to happen to it when it is clicked? So I want to declare a function. We call something a function. So inside this function now, I want document dot get element by ID. I have a title. Did I declare my title under the button? Let me see. Okay, so this H1, let me give it an ID of title. I didn't give it an ID before. So I want So I want something like, if I click on this text, I want it to change welcome to my page. I want it to change this text, welcome to my page, to another text entirely. So because of that, no, instead of just doing this, let me get this too by just saying let title be equal to document dot get element by id title. Okay, so I have selected the title like that. Let me do the same thing for all I have on my HTML to save time. I have H1, I have ID message, then btn text. I've selected it, so it remains the message now, which is the paragraph. So I can just say let message be equal to document. I'm doing this because I want my code to be very neat. I don't want to be repeating document.getElementById. I don't want to be repeating it inside my code. All right, so I have to save this inside a variable. I don't know if you are getting the message. So this way now, instead of repeating this long sentence, I will just choose this. I will just choose this or this, okay? So in this case now, I've chosen this one saying button.onClick. If I click on this button, what do I want to happen? So I'm going to declare that inside function. So inside the function, I want to say title. So I want the title text to change. So I want the title text to change. So I will just say title dot text content. That is the content of that. There are different ways in which we can access what we have in our, but this is the most safest and the fastest one. Okay, so just a title dot text content. This is telling us that it should change the text content of this title. This is the ID that is title. What do I want to change it to now? So I will just say is equal to, this is what I want to change it to. Make sure you put that one inside your quotation mark. And I want to say, okay, I want the person to know that because you clicked the button, then so now let us all come here and see, maybe by the time we click on this button, this one will change. Let me check if I'm able to access my title. Console.log title dot text content. Don't mind me. So it is because of these parentheses that I came to open here. So it's not, I don't have to do that. So this way now, I've removed this. So by the time you click on this, can you see that? So it just changes text. You clicked the button. If you refresh, it go back to its normal because it has not says, okay, you should save it somewhere. But look at that. Change text, you clicked the button and the text changed just like that. Um, so having done this, so I've been able to change this title, which is the H1. Can you try to change this message? Click a button to see some magic. Can you try to check that yourself? Okay, so that is your assignment one. Try to change the content of this message, which is your paragraph. Okay, so let's go to the next one. And I need to first come here and declare another button and add another button. So this button, I actually want to change style. So let me say I want to change the color of that button. I want the button to change color for me rather. So I can just say color, then change color. So let's go back to our JavaScript. Okay, so we have another. Can you see the power of console.log there? So immediately it lets me know my mistake, the error that I've committed. So let's access our other button. So this we should change this because that's not the only button we are going to have. So we should change this button to, what is it? Let's say btn text. So I want to have btn color. Then I will say document dot get element by id. So btn color. Okay, so what do I want to perform with this step now? Okay, let me add to this. Let me add a comment to this. No, not this. I want to change text. Okay, so the next one we want to perform now is going to change color and not just text. So how do I start that? By forcing, I've declared a variable for it. So btn color dot onClick, so is equal to function. Okay, then what do I want to achieve with this? So for this one, it is still, let me say, I want to work with the style and I want to say the title rather. So title dot style. So I want to change the style. That title dot style dot color. What do I want to change in the style? It is the color that I want to change. Title dot style dot color is equal to, what color should I choose? Let me see, blue will be yellow. And then, so that means by the time I click on this change color, this should change. So the color has changed to blue. Okay. Then I want to save the message too. So another thing that I want to achieve too is we have done something with the title. So I want to do something with the message too. So I want to say message dot style dot color, or let's change background color now. Message dot style dot background color, background color, and I want it to be equal to, let's say, yellow. So by the time I click on this text now, remember, let's first click on this one. This will change this to something like, oh, you click the button, then by the time I click on this, it will change this one to blue and it will give this one a background color of yellow. All right. So now, exercise 2 that I'm going to give you now is that I wanted to make the background of the whole body red, like the whole body, not just the paragraph or the heading now. We want the whole body to have a background color of red. Just add it to it. You can do it. So we have learned on click. Okay. Change color with on click. Change text with on click. So let's work on hover. So we want something to happen when any button is being over on. Okay, so and that is going to take us to adding another button to this. So adding another button, and I will just say what can I call this? Let's say button hover. Then I want to change this text to over hover me, something like that. Over me. Yeah. So now, so btn hover, that's what I'm going to use to access that one here. So let me put this access html element. Okay, so that's it what we did there. So we need to access another button now, and then I want to say it let btn hover be equal to document. Don't forget document dot get element by id, and then it is equal to, what is that id? btn hover. So btn hover. So now that I've gotten that, I want something to happen when this button is being hovered on, all right? So I will just say btn hover dot. So for the hover effect, we are going to use the event called on mouse, no, on mouse over. Where is it? Mouse move and mouse over, yeah. So I'm going to use on mouse over, like when the mouse is on it. Okay, what do I want to achieve? Then is equal to this function. So for every function you must open this parenthesis. If you have parameters you want to put inside, don't worry, don't get confused, but just know that you must open this bracket. So we call these two brackets parentheses. So we call these two brackets parentheses, and this other bracket after it, we can call it curly brace, or so just call it curly brace. So like a curly bracket. So that is what this is. So after you declare a function, it is inside this curly brace that you're going to write what you want that function to actually do for you. So in this case, I want my btn hover style to change. So btn hover, I want the background color dot background color style dot background color. I want it to be equal to, what color can I give it? Better light green. All this styling, remember there is no space between this light and green, so don't make mistake. Oh, can you see? So when I hover on it, the color changed, but I want it to go back to another when my cursor goes away from it. Let's renew it. As you can see, it's like this now. So, but once my cursor touches it without clicking, that's the difference between clicking. This one, if I don't click it, nothing would happen. So I have to click. That is on click. But if my cursor just move on it and I want something to happen, that is on mouse over. So, but in this case, so the background changed to green. But when I take my cursor away, it is still like that. So I'm going to add another function to it to tell it what to do, to remove the style, to take it back to what it was before. That means without style. Let me just repeat this. Okay, I wanted to put something on this. Um, over effect. Over effect with on mouse over. Okay, so then this one is not on mouse over, so I'm going to say over effect with on mouse out. So when mouse is not on it again, so I'm going to change this to mouse out And then what I want to happen to it is for it not to have this color again. So I'll just remove it and leave it blank. So I want it to have no color. That is what it means. So you see that then immediately I move it away, it goes. So when the mouse is out of it, so it should change. But when it is on it, it should change color. All right. So that is what that. Uh, Another exercise I want you to do on this is to make the text inside your H1, which is this one. Our H1 is our title. So when you hover the button and go back to black when you move out, like I want, when you hover on this button, I want this one to change to red. Red. But when you move this away, it should go back to its normal color, which is black. Yeah, you can do it. So far we have learned that we can use JavaScript to grab elements from our index.html with getElementById, which is all we are able to do here. So I've also let you know that you can change text by using dot text content. So dot text content. What is the name of that your element? Dot text content. Remember, we are able to access that element by declaring a variable here and targeting using document.getElementById to get it. All right. Then we can use dot style dot whatever style you want to add. Is it dot color? Is it dot text font size? Is it font weight? Anything at all those styles that you have been learning in CSS, you can add them here. Title dot style dot font size, title dot style dot width. You see, so all those things you can put inside style, you can add it here, right? Then we have also learnt events. So that is the onClick, on mouse over, and on mouse out. So inshallah, in the next video, we are going to do a mini project on how to make how to toggle between dark mode and light mode. We all do that on our phone or on on some apps whereby you want to you prefer either light mode or a dark mode. May Allah spare our life till the next class. Take care of yourself and keep coding. Assalamu alaikum.